Hello friends, hope you are doing well. In this session, we will learn ratio, proportion and variation. Let's start with the ratio. Ratio, it is a comparison of similar or identical variables. Now, comparison of similar identical variables means comparison of heights, weights or incomes, expenditures, imports, exports, etc. Now, let's start with the examples here. Now, ratio. I am taking two variables here, A and B. The comparison of A and B is called as a ratio. Now, we read it as A is to B. A is called as antecedent, B is called as a consequent. Now, antecedent and consequent. Now, A is to B can be expressed as A is to B can be expressed as A by B. Now, for example, 2 is to 3. 2 is to 3 means we can express this 2 is to 3 as a 2 by 3. The meaning is same here. Now, A is to B is the ratio. What is the reverse ratio? What is the inverse ratio of A is to B? What is the inverse ratio of A is to B means 1 by A is to 1 by B, or we can write it as a B is to A. Now, look at this one. A is to B is a ratio. What is the inverse ratio? Inverse ratio means inverse ratio of A is to B. It is a 1 by A is to 1 by B. So, what is the other way? Other way we can write it as a B is to A. So, 1 by A is to 1 by B is the inverse ratio of A is to B. Now, let us take three terms. Now, A, B and C. What is the inverse ratio of A, B and C? 1 by A is to 1 by B is to 1 by C. 1 by A, 1 by B, 1 by C. Now, similarly, let us take the 2 is to 3 as A is to B. When 2 is to 3 is A is to B, what is the inverse ratio of A is to B? Inverse ratio of A is to B means 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3. Now, what is the LCM here? 6 is the LCM. It goes how many times? 3 times. 3 times of the numerator, and whereas 3 it goes 2 times, so 2 times of the numerator. The ratio is 3 is to 2, which is the inverse ratio of 2 is to 3. Similarly, when the ratio is 2 is to 3 is to 4. Now, let us take ABC as a 2 is to 3 is to 4, then what is the inverse ratio of it? Inverse ratio means 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4. Now, just by converting the fractions into numbers, now what is that? We need to make the denominators same. By making this same, now what is the LCM here? The LCM of the denominators is, now 2, 3, 4, the LCM of the denominators is 12. So, 2 it goes how many times? 6 times. So, 6 times of the numerator. 3 it goes 4 times. 4 times of the numerator. And the last value here 4, it goes 3 times. So, 3 times of the numerator. What is the inverse ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4? It is 6 is to 4 is to 3. Now, classification of ratios. Classification of ratio means now just by observing the A and B terms. Now, A is to B. Now, A is to B is a ratio. A value of A is greater than the value of B. Means when the antecedent is greater than the consequent. When a positive value X is added to both the terms, then what is the result? A by B is always greater than A plus X by B plus X. It is called as greater inequality ratio. Similarly, when the antecedent is less than the consequent, now by using the same variables A and B, antecedent is less than the consequent. If the positive term X, if a positive value X is added to both the terms, then A by B value is less than A plus X by B plus X. It is called as lesser inequality ratio. Lesser inequality ratio. Similarly, one more example here. Now, the value of A and B both are same. Now, using the same variables A is to B, now A is equal to B. If a positive value X is added to both the terms, then A by B is equal to A plus X by B plus X. it is called as equality in ratio. Now, ratio is a simplest form of a original numbers. Ratio will not have any units. Now, look at the example. If P is to Q is a 5 is to 6 and Q is to R is a 4 is to 7, then find P is to Q is to R. Ratio of P and Q is given. Now, it is 5 is to 6 and the ratio of Q and R, it is 4 is to 7. What to find? P is to Q is to R to be find. P is to Q is to R. Now, we have two ratios. Now, in these two ratios, what is the common element? Q is the common element. So, how to find the combined ratio means just by making the value of the common element same in both the ratios. Means now P is to Q is to R. P is to Q is a 5 is to 6 and Q is to R is a 4 is to 7. Then what is the ratio of P, Q, R means by making the Q values same. Now, means multiplying the first ratio with the 4, the value of Q in the second ratio. Similarly, multiplying the second ratio with the 6, the value of Q in the second ratio. Now, what do we get here? 4 into 5, it is a 20, the product of 6 and 4, it is a 24. Now, 6 and 4 again 24 and 6 into 7, 42. What is the ratio? When the value of Q is a 24, the values of P and Q, P and R, it is a 20 and 42. The ratio is the simplest form of original numbers. Now, simplifying with 2, it goes how many times? 2 10 times, 2 12 times and 2 21 times. What is the ratio? 10 is to 12 is to 21. This is a general concept. Now, we can answer the same question in other way. The other discussion here. 5 is to 6 and 4 is to 7. The ratios of P and Q, Q and R. What is the PQR ratio? Means the product of antecedents results the first value, product of consequents results the last value, and product of the middle terms results the middle value. Now, what is the ratio? 20, 24, 42 means simplifying this. Now, 2 10 times, 2 12 times and 2 21 times. The ratio is 10 is to 12 is to 21. Of course, here just a product. Now, similarly, we can answer the same question. We can answer the same question in one more way. Now, look at the third discussion. PQR 5 is to 6 and 4 is to 7. Now, what is the concept here? By making the values of the common element same in both the ratios. Now, what is the common element to these two numbers? Means LCM we need to observe. Now, what is the LCM of 6 and 4? 12 is the LCM. Now, 12 is the LCM is 6 is becoming how many times? Double. So, make the antecedent double, becomes 10. Now, in the second one, now 4 is becoming 12, means it is becoming how many times? 3 times. So, 3 times of 7, it is a 21. So, what is the ratio? 10 is to 12 is to 21. This is just by observation. This is always best. Now, look at the next question. If A is to B is a 2 is to 3, B is to C is a 3 is to 4, C is to D is a 8 is to 5 and E is to D is a 7 is to 10. E is to D 7 is to 10 means D is to E is 10 is to 7. Now, F is to E is a 15 is to 14. F is to E is a 15 is to 14 means now I am taking 14 is to 15 as a E to F. Then what to find? F is to A. F is to A means the first term to the last term. The first term to the last term means we call it as a compound ratio. Compound ratio means now here how to find the first and the last term ratio means the product of all the antecedent and product of all the consequents. All the antecedents, all the consequent means here F is to A to be found. Now, F is to A means just inverse of A is to F. Now, how to get the A is to F value? A to F we get just on solving this. Now, what is that? A by B, B by C, C by D, D by E and E by F. Now, solving this we get a ratio of A and F. Now, the values of these ratios. Now, A by B, it is a 2 by 3. B by C, 3 by 4, C by D, 8 by 5, next 10 by 7, the next one is 14 by 15. On solving this, we get A is to F, just inverse of that is the F is to A. Now solving this, it is very easy to cancel 3 and 3. Now what next here? Now it goes how many times? 5 to here 2 times. Now the product of these two values is 10. Now what next here? 7, it goes 2 times in 14. The result is 16 by 15. 16 by 15 is A by F. A by F is 16 by 15, means A is to F is 16 is to 15. So what is a F is to A? F is to A means 15 is to 16. Now the correct answer for this question is option 2. Now look at the next question. If P is to Q is equal to 3 is to 4 and X is to Y equal to 7 is to 5, then find 10Px minus 6Qy by 5Qx minus 4Py. Need to find this value. Now the values of P and Q, the ratio of P and Q is given 3 is to 4. 3 is to 4 is the ratio, means the values of P and Q are 3A and 4A. Similarly, the values of X and Y, the values of X and Y are 7B and 5B. Ratio is a simplest form of the Virgin numbers. The Virgin numbers are, now here I am using A as a constant multiple in the first one, B as a constant multiple in the second one. Now just by substituting these values in this, now we get answer. Now what is the result? Now 10, P, the value of P is equal to 3A. What is the X value? It is a 7B. Minus 6, the value of Q, the value of Q here, it is a 4A. The value of Y, 5B. Next, now denominator part, 5 Qx, the value of Q, it is a 4A. What is the value of X? It is a 7B. Minus 4 Py, the value of P, it is a 3A, and the value of Y, it is a 5B. On solving this, we get a value, the ratio of the given question. Now what is the result? 3 into 7, 3 into 7, it is a 21. 21 into 10, it is a 210. A into B, AB. Minus, now what is the product of these numbers? 5 into 4, it is a 20. 20 into 6. 20 into 6, 120 AB by. Now denominator side, 5 into 4, 20, 20 into 7, it is a 140 AB, A into B, AB. Then what is the next part here? 4 into 5, 20, 20 into 3, it is a 60. Now 60 AB. Now 210 minus 120, it is a 90 AB. Now 140 minus 60, it is a 80 AB. Now on solving this, we can cancel AB directly and 0 to 0. What is the result? 9 is to 8. 9 is to 8 is the result, means the right choice for this question is option 2. Look at the next question. Find CA minus AB by B square plus C square given A is to B, 7 is to 6, B is to C, 3 is to 4. Ratio of A is to B, B is to C is given. Now what is the common element here? B is the common element. What is the best way to find the ratio of A, B, C? Now here, just by making the values of the common element same in both the ratios. Now just observe the values of B in both the ratios. The one value is 3, other one is a 6. Now 6 is a multiple of 3. So it is becoming how many times? 3 is becoming 2 times. It is a double. 2 times of the 3 results 6. Means 7 is to 6 is to, now 2 is to 2 into 4. The value is 8. So what is the ratio of A, B, C? 7 is to 6 is to 8. Now what are the values of A, B, C? Means now I am using 7x, 6x and 8x. I am using x as a variable instead of a, b, c. Now in the question a, b, c is given, so I am using another variable to represent the values of a, b, c. Now 7x, 6x, 8x, when you substitute here, results answer. Now what is the c value? It is a 8x. What is a value? 7x minus a 7x. What is the b value? 6x by b square. The value of b is a 6x, so 6x whole square. The value of c, it is a 8x whole square. Now solving this, 7 into 8, it is a 56, x into x square. Now what is the second part here? 7 into 6, it is a 42, x into x square. Now in the denominator side, 6 square means 36, x square. Now what is the second part? 8x whole square. 8 square means 64, x square. Now adding the sum of the values. Now what is the difference here? 56 minus 42. How much it is? 14 x square by, what is the denominator value? It is a 100 x square. Now when you simplify with 2, the result, now x square gets cancelled, the remaining is 7 by 50. Now what is the right choice? Option 3. Now look at the next example. If p plus q is to q plus r is to p plus r is equal to 7 is to 9 is to 11, and p plus q plus r equal to 162, then find the value of q. Now what is the data given? The ratio of p plus q, q plus r, p plus r is given, as well as sum of the p, q and r is given. What to find? The value of q to be found. Now the ratio of these three parts is equal to 7 is to 9 is to 11 means what are the values? Now I am using x as a constant value variable. Now 7x, 9x and 11x. These are the three parts: pq, p plus q, q plus r and p plus r. Now by adding all these three parts, what we get? Sum of all these parts is equal to 27x. 27x means 11 plus 9, 20, 20 plus 7, 27x. Now what is the sum of all these parts? Means p plus q plus q plus r plus q plus r plus p. Means p appeared 2 times, q appeared 2 times, r appeared 2 times. Means 2 times of p, 2 times of q, 2 times of r. By taking 2 common, the result is 2 of p plus q plus r. P plus q plus r is given here as 162. When you substitute 162 here, we get x value. What is the x value? 27. It goes 6 times. Now 6 times of 2, it is a 12. The value of x is 12. Now what is the question? Q value to be found. Q to be found means now p plus q plus r we have, and just subtract p and r value from all these together. Now what is the p plus r value? P plus r is equal to 11x. What is the 11x value? 11 into 12, it is a 132. So p plus r is equal to 132. Then what is the result? When you subtract this, the result is a q. How much it is? 30. What is the right answer for this question? Option 3. Now look at the next question. 3 positive numbers p, q and r satisfy q plus r by p equal to p plus r by q equal to p plus q by r. Each of these is equal to. Now what is that? These 3 parts are equal. Then what is the question here? Each of these equal to, each part is equal. Now I am equating all these parts to some constant k. Now constant value I am equating here, equating to constant value. Now what is the result we get? Now the first part is equal to k, second part is also equal to k, third part is also equal to k. Now equating each and every part to the k, what is the result? Q plus r by p is equal to k, means is equal to q plus r. Similarly, second discussion, p plus r by q is equal to k. What is the qk value? Qk is equal to p plus r. And the third part, now p plus q by r is equal to k. Now rk is equal to p plus q. Now what is the sum of all these three parts? By adding all these three parts on the left hand side, k is a common, the remaining part is p plus q plus r. Whereas on the right side, p plus q, q plus r, p plus r. If you observe carefully this, now p appeared 2 times, q appeared 2 times, r 2 times. Now taking 2 common, the remaining part is p plus q plus r. Now what is the common on the other side? P plus q plus r is a common, the remaining value is a k value, it is 2. Now k is equal to 2 means option 4.